First of all, thank you very much for your interview. I would like to understand, why did Belarusian revolution fail to resign Alexander Lukashenko? What do you think about it?
So I can't agree that our revolution failed because look, 2 and more years have passed since the beginning of the revolution, and Lukashenko is still afraid of people. He has to show his control with the constant repressions in our country. You know, people who are sure that they are real leaders don't have to behave like this. But Lukashenko feels fragile, feels insecure. That's why he behaves as still hundreds of thousands of people staying in front of his palace. So our revolution is continuing. Yes, it's not visible because the price for open rallies is too high. You know, years and years in prisons. Our uprising, this resistance went underground, and every day people show small steps of disobedience or resilience, you know, to show Lukashenko that we are still there. So people are active inside country and outside country.
My last question will be about the war in Ukraine. Do you think there's a chance that Belarus will be involved in this war? And also there's a news today about Vladimir Michael that is dead. What do you think about it? Is it a controversial death?
So first of all, about the death of foreign minister of dictatorial regime, he had to say that he was rather controversial person because you know, in 2020 a lot of people believed that he would be with people, that he would step on the side of democratic development of our country, but he made his choice back in 2020, and since then he was on the side of the regime. So we actually don't know the circumstances of his death. There is a lot of conspiracy is ahead of us, but maybe it was like ordinary heart attack, who knows. But of course we have to see who will be the next. As for possible participation of Belarus, as you asked this question, we have to distinguish Belarusian regime and Belarusian people. Belarusian regime, Lukashenko and his cronies are already in this war. They are full complicit and collaborants to Putin in the invasion of Ukraine. Lukashenko you know, provided Russian army with our territory, with our infrastructure, you know, to attack Ukrainian cities. Missiles have been launched from Belarus, but it's not Belarusian people who allowed Putin to behave like this. It's Lukashenko's regime. 86% of Belarusians are against participation of Belarusian troops in this war, and our army is also part of our society. They also don't have anti-Ukrainian moods. They don't want to fight with Ukrainians. So I really doubt that our army can be forced to join Russian army on our territory. Just even like, let's imagine that one day this criminal order is given to our people, and they are sent as cannon fodder to Ukraine. Our soldiers, they would just defect. They would change sides, they would hide, but they will not die or kill for the ambitions of to usurpers. And Lukashenko knows this. So that's why it's important to you know, understand that Lukashenko has to bear the full responsibility for the war crimes he is committing at the moment, and but to support Belarusians who are opposing not only this cruel regime but also opposing the war. You know that Belarusian people, since the beginning of the war, under huge repressions, I have to repeat, they hold a huge rally, anti-war rally, and a lot of people have been detained at that rally. Our partisans disrupted railways. Partisans?
Do you have partisans in Belarus?
Yes, we have partisans. We have to have partisans. They disrupted railways just to slow down Russian equipment that went through our country from Russia to Ukraine, and actually it slowed down the delivery of necessary.
And the war, how it will end? How do you think the war the war in Ukraine?
I think that no one expert can tell you how the war in Ukraine will end, but I think that everybody agrees that it will end with the victory of Ukrainians, and it can't be other way, because if Ukrainians fail, it will be defeat of the whole democratic world, the defeat of our values and principles. That's why I'm calling all the countries, to help Ukrainians and Belarusians as much as they can, because it's not a fight between Ukraine and Russia. It's the fight between democratic values, democratic stability and security, and dictatorial regimes. And Belarus is part of this crisis, so Belarus shouldn't be overlooked behind attention to Ukraine.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.